Hey friends, in WordPress question and answer series, we are discussing most common WordPress error and its probable fix. This is a video series, so you can subscribe the channel to watch the all videos and the coming videos on various topics that may be directly related to WordPress websites. So if you own a WordPress website or planning to have a WordPress website, all these topics are important for you. Even you are an expert, please watch the video series because are, I'm sure you will definitely get some important things. So in this video, I have a very common question about a trouble in fact. So how to enable Auto SSL, I mean HTTPS on a newly booked domain. So first of all, for running a website, what we need? A domain name, of course. We need to book a domain name. You can go for any domain booking platform like Hostinger, Big Rocks, or GoDaddy is very popular. So you can book a domain anywhere. But domain does not comes mostly with SSL certificates. You need to enable SSL certificate or configure SSL certificate to make your website with to load with HTTPS. HTTPS simply indicates this is a secure website. So nowadays, all the website needs uh, a security certificate. So it is always recommended to have a website with this SSL certificates. Now, when you are buying a new domain anywhere, so I'm not saying you have to buy a domain from a certain platform or to a certain platform, but yes, at WP Themes website, you can explore the option under hosting tab where you can book the domain. So when you booked a new domain and opening, so what you need to do? First of all, you need to update the name server. So update the name servers. So where you can get the name server's name. So when you will find the credentials at the welcome page from your hosting provider, the name server is also mentioned. So you'll find name servers are there and minimum 2 name servers are required for configuring a domain name to any hosting. So for any hosting, you need to point. Basically, you need to point a domain to a server and for which you need name servers. So name servers are mentioned and supplied in a welcome mail from the hosting provider. And if you are unable to find that particular mail, you can ask your hosting provider to provide you the name server for the hosting that you are going to use or you are already using. Okay. So once you update the name servers at the booking account where you booked your domain, what you have to do, you can check the DNS status. So the propagation status basically. Like I booked a domain and now I need to check the propagation status. What is the propagation status? When you book a domain, you need to point that particular domain to your servers. By default, the newly booked domain remains parked at the domain booking platform. So when you are willing to configure the domain that you bought on your server, you need to change the name servers, as I said. And when you updated the name server, you need to check the propagation status. So how you can check the propagation status? Just open the dnschecker.org at your browser. This is a website and where you can check the DNS propagation status. So just paste the domain name here and select NS. NS means name server from the drop down menu and hit on search. So if you find what the name servers that you have updated is visible here with all green marks and it is showing everywhere, it is resolved. So it is called the name server is resolved, the propagation is complete, and this is the propagation map. So almost everywhere it is showing green and only one is not resolved, so it will take a while. So it generally takes, even it may take up to 48 hours in propagation of name server to your uh, hosting. I mean, the domain that you booked, it may take to reach on your server point, to reach to get a point on your server up to 48 hours. So I am very careful while telling all these things, because when you book your new domain, you uh, quickly wish to have your website live, but it may, in certain cases, it may take up to 48 hours in propagation. So this is why it is important to check the DNS propagation status, and at dnschecker.org you can check the DNS propagation status. So if it is resolved with all green marks and you are able to see the name servers that you have updated, you are fine, and you can conclude that your domain is now propagated to your hosting. So now you can close this website, it is not required. But what we are discussing in this video, how to enable the Auto SSL. That means how we can configure or enable simply the SSL for our website, that is HTTPS for our website. So what you need to do, you need to configure the domain first of all. When you pointed the domain to your hosting, you need to add that particular domain at your hosting account. So let us assume you are using the cPanel based hosting. So what you have to do next, configure the domain at your hosting. So we can write the point. So at third step, you need to configure the domain at your hosting account. So since we have already checked the DNS propagation status and it is resolved, so what we can do, configure the domain at your hosting account. Okay, so I have already did this. So it is very simple in the domain area of a cPanel account. So it may be different. You might be using a different hosting control panel, but almost all the hosting providers offers, or uh, the screens are almost same. So you need to add a domain. So you go to the domain and you can click on create a new domain here, like this will be the screen for cPanel particularly. You can paste the domain name here, and since I have already added the domain, it is showing an error. And here you need to select a clear document root, like the domain name is the document root for WordPress website mostly, and you should very careful here when selecting the document root. Don't share, like share the document root, don't share. So keep this unchecked. If it is somehow checked here, so keep it unchecked. I'm repeating, keep it unchecked. You have not to check here. You don't need to share the document root. You need to create a new document root for every website. It is important because when you are handling the troubles, it is very important point, and that you cannot change after configuring the website. So it is very important. So just paste the domain name and hit end on submit. Since I have already configured the domain, so I can show you the list domains. So it is already here. So I just bought this new domain and updated the name server, and the configuration on this server had been done. So I just added the domain name. But when I added the domain name here on the server, the after opening the website on the browser, it is not secure. So it is simply showing your connection is not private, and attackers might be trying to steal your information from your site. So it is not secure simply. So we can, however, we can open the website using this advanced option and proceed to unsafe option, but nobody is going to do this. However, the site is being loaded without SSL, and this is the status. But how we can configure the SSL automatically? That remains free with all the hosting nowadays. So where you can check the SSL is active or not. So this is another question. So you need to open the SSL shopper and go to the SSL checker option. SSL checker option here on SSL shopper website, sslshopper.com, and paste your domain name here. and check the SSL status. If it is configured, it will be shown here. And who is providing the SSL certificate will be clearly displayed here. So I must tell you one thing, SSL gets configured automatically and you don't have to do anything. But I am sharing all these points because just in case if SSL is not active at your newly configured domain, what you have to do. So as we can check, the SSL is active on the new domain that is here, and the server type is also visible. The certificate should be trusted by all measure, and the certificate will expire in 90 days. Generally, certificates, SSL certificates are valid for 90 days, and since I just configured the domain, it is available for 89 days. It means for 90 days. So it is saying all the information here. All the information can be checked here. The common name is this, and the wildcard is SSL is here, and the SSL provider. So let us encrypt is the common provider on all the hosting providers. So this is free SSL, of course. So I am not paying any amount to SSL certificate for SSL certificate. So it is again a very important question. When you are going to buy a domain, the domain provider may ask to add this additional feature like SSL certificate, and uh, there you may need to pay an additional amount for SSL certificate. That is not required. You don't need to pay any amount, any additional amount for SSL certificate. I mean, for making your website HTTPS. You don't need to pay. It is available free at all hosting providers, almost all. So at least the hosting that you are going to buy through the WP Themes website, right? So it is active here. But just in case, if the SSL is not active as I shown you on this screen, however it is now active, so we can open the website. So it is here, and the SSL can be seen here. So this is connection is secure now, and we can check the details, and the certificate, same certificate can be seen here. Certificate is valid, and all the details can be seen here, like latest is encrypted here. So it means the SSL is configured, but we are discussing if in case it is not configured. So what you need to do, you go to the SSL section at your hosting account, like SSL TLS status is here. So mostly you will find two options, SSL/TLS and SSL/TLS status. So you need to open SSL/TLS status. So just open this and you will find all green here, like the domain we just taken is here and it is green. So all the associated subdomain is also having SSL. So it should be green. So the main domain should always be green, and you can check the expiration date. Auto SSL domain is validated. So when you'll configure the new domain, it may be red for a moment, and when it is red, the when you will open the domain on the website on your browser, it will show the security alert, and that means the SSL is not active. In that case, you need to run this Auto SSL, and the you may further check the it should be green when the Auto SSL run is complete. So this is only thing that you can do for configuring the Auto SSL. I mean, let us encrypt SSL certificate at your website, be it WordPress or any other platform. So this is the common method to enable the SSL for websites for domain that you purchased and configured at any hosting. So I believe this is very simple step, and just in case if you are using the CDN like Cloud Player, you'll get the SSL control there. So you can ask questions related to SSL. So this is a very, very important topic. So if just in case if you are facing any trouble in SSL configuration, you can ask a question directly from a mentor here, and who will answer most of your question and will try to resolve all your queries. So you are welcome to ask. There is no fee, there is no charge. Just join the chat and start questioning, and we will try our level best to answer your queries. So I believe this video remained helpful for you, and you are uh, having SSL certificate at your website as well. So for WordPress website, SSL is now mandatory. So not it is officially it is not mandatory, but I am saying you have to enable the SSL certificates, SSL. I mean the HTTPS all at all WordPress website. So let us meet in the next video. We are going to discuss the new topic for a common WordPress error and fix, maybe new theme, maybe new plugin. So keep watching, keep building. Thank you.